Hey guys, it's Bree, and I want to give you guys some tips on how to get closer to God during this quarantine time. So, the first tip is to just ask. Basically, if you want to get closer to God during this quarantine, all you have to do is ask God to help you to get closer to Him. And just tell Him that you want to get closer to Him during this quarantine because, of course, He wants to get close to you too. So, He's going to help you if you ask him. The next tip is to just fast. And I'm still in the middle of a 21-day fast, and it has been really good. So it's very hard in the beginning, but I knew after the first day that I had to keep doing it because I just had a dream, and it kind of just showed me this is actually working. So I've been kind of um, going on social media less, and just spending more time with God and just believing for revival within myself and within my household, my family, and the community, and just big moves basically. And I've had things I've struggled with for years just broken off of my life during this fast, and I've just felt so like my love for God has just grown so much in this fast. So I definitely recommend trying a fast if you want to get closer to God during this quarantine. There's been people in my family that have been affected by the virus. I've had family members test positive. I've had a family member pass away during this time. So I did at times feel fearful and discouraged. And so just giving all of that to God will definitely help you get closer to Him because He cares about every detail of your life, and He cares about your fears and your worries and your burdens. He just wants to take all of that from you. And like scripture says, fear doesn't even come from God. So when we have fear in our lives, it kind of hinders us from God's love, and perfect love casts out fear. So when you give your fears to God, who is love, then you can receive the love that He wants to give you, and He can give you the peace that only He can give, and you can rest during this time even when it seems like everything is crazy, whether you're still working or you're not working or whatever you're doing during your day. Just find a playlist to listen to music during your everyday tasks, whatever you're doing. So for example, I was studying for exams, working on projects, doing papers, stuff like that. And there's this playlist on Spotify that I like to listen to when I'm doing schoolwork. It's called Coffee House Chill. And so I listen to that. And I've been adding to my song collection as well during this time. So just having music that's encouraging, that's uplifting, that's allows just God's spirit to just be while you're kind of locked down. Just take time to be still. And sometimes I don't even have words. I'm just God, can I just soak in your presence right now? And this is the perfect time to do that. God really wants us. He wants us. He loves us so much, and He wants us to seek His face. And being in quarantine, just taking the time out to do that is the perfect opportunity. It's really nice to just be able to not have so much going on during the day, oh, I can't spend time with God right now because I have to do this, that. It's no, you can do it right now. You can just be oh, let me just go to my room and just be still before the Lord and just talk to Him and just hear what's on His heart. The ratio of time that you spend watching the news or reading things about what's going on or spending time on social media, just let your ratio of that be less than the ratio of time that you're spending reading the Bible, reading the Word. So I at first, when I first got home, I was reading, I get the news notifications every hour or so. So I was looking at that all the time, but then it kind of just got overwhelming. It's just it's too much. I just couldn't handle all of that. And I just felt a little more depleted spiritually and just feeling a little further from God. So once I started this fast, I've been reading a chapter of John every day, and I feel I've been feeling a lot more peace and just also just taking a break from being on social media as much. It's been really helping me get closer to God during this time, and I recommend that for you too. I feel like it would also really help you out. So yeah, like I said, I'm reading a chapter of the Bible each day. I'm kind of like 2 days behind right now, so just being real, like you're not perfect all the time, but I think that reading, like just being consistent and reading like God's word during this quarantine time, like I think that'll really help you get closer to God. And you can just like ask for revelation before you read, and he'll just kind of like illuminate things to you and kind of like tell you like how this applies to your life, stuff like that. Really just like seeking him on like what his will for your life is. If you don't know, like if you're feeling kind of lost and confused and like not sure what the future holds and stuff like that, this is a really good time to just like really inquire with him about like, God, like what do you want me to be doing right now? Like you can easily just like go about your life like it's normal, but I think that just being able to have this time where you can like be still is the perfect time to really like hear his still small voice and to get direction and to get clarity and to get guidance on what to do, you know? And my last tip is to just like seek God about like how you can be a blessing to others during this time. If you are like with family, you can be a blessing to your family. You can be a blessing to your friends, just like reaching out to them, checking up on them. My school has given me opportunities to like volunteer during this time, so I will hopefully be doing that soon. You can just like seek God about how to do that and like pray for people that you love um that may be feeling like struggling, you know? Because I feel like in this time it's made me realize like there's so many people that like go through struggles that it's like we don't even realize. And so I've also been like praying for my friends a lot during this time, praying for friends that um, I just want to just really like experience God for themselves. And also just like for people that are struggling with feeling lonely, you know, or they're struggling with like like their own inner battles and addictions and things like that. I think this is a really great time to like pray for people like that. So I really hope that you can apply any of these tips or all of these tips, whatever you like, to get closer to God during this quarantine. And I just pray that all of you guys will stay safe and that you guys will just grow in your walks with the Lord. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.